love it.
We're live.
We are live. Look, girl.
Like they can
Will you
see
pay
us?
attention? Oh, can you please?
Where am I?
Looking cute.
Chantel finally shows up maybe 45 minutes early today.
Yeah.
I
2 episodes in a row.
couldn't believe
2
it.
episodes in a
She's
row.
ready to rock.
You
ready.
already know it's the Be Influential podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Dare to be different.
Dare to be different. Here we give a voice to the change makers, rule breakers, and risk takers of the world. And y'all, we're helping you be influential too. So stay tuned. We've got an awesome show. It's Friday, May 7th. Where are we? We live. We live at Downtime TV.
Downtime
Productions here in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I wouldn't do it any other way. Look at this set, y'all.
That's
All right.
amazing.
Not at all.
Haters, look at this set. The Influential Podcast. All right. So shout out to the team because we are booking flights today.
Yes, we are.
Are
Ready?
you-
Are you ready?
Listen,
I got my
I'm packing my
passport
bag.
ready. Well, actually, it's on the way. It's in the mail.
That's not good enough. I don't like it. I don't like the whole mail thing.
No,
But I like to have them handed to me when it comes to my passport. But guys, we are helping you book your COVID getaway. You know, where can you travel post-COVID? We've got a travel agent on the show, a concierge. So we're going to find out. You're like, what's the difference? Why should I not book online? I mean, I've had nightmare stories about booking online. So I'll give you some reasons. And then we're going to have some travel hacks. Listen, we're going to make travel easy for everybody. You already know I'm your girl, your host, Miss Angie Legg, your personal brand bestie. And right next to me, the beautiful
co-host. I am the co-host, Sharon Telder-Scale, celebrity publicist, motivational speaker, and I love to say this because it happened during COVID, #1 international best-selling author of the #1 Habit series for entrepreneurial success. Get your life.
Listen, the one-upper.
Get your life. Get it today. Go ahead. Shout
I'm
out
your
to the
personal
Tamar
brand
Braxton.
bestie. She's like, okay,
I love
bestie.
it.
I got something for you. Listen, I don't play around, right?
That's why I became all of that because I'm sitting next to them.
I love it. IG
branding
show
consultant.
popping. IG show popping. And next to me is the beautiful, and this is actually the very first time we have met, y'all. Okay, the beautiful travel concierge, Michelle Jennings.
Great to meet you guys. I wore my blousey shirt today. It's like my plane wings. Taking you away.
I love the vacation
with it.
vibes.
Yes.
You look like you've been on vacation.
Yeah, I just came back from Dominican Republic. So.
Nice.
I'm sick of everybody.
That's it.
I'm done.
It was good. It was work but pleasure. I got to sneak in the pleasure always.
What's your favorite thing about being a travel agent?
Ooh, loaded question. I mean, honestly, I know this is
The travel perks. Come on.
No, the travel perks are fabulous. It's when you get that phone call while somebody's actually away and they're sending you pictures and having a great time and they come home and and they just tell you how much of an amazing time they had. Like, to me, it's amazing. It's so worth it.
I love it. Have you ever used a travel agent?
Yeah.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
great.
Because, especially when you have a busy schedule, you just don't have the time to be like, oh, this is a good time. Let me check and see if these savings and all of that stuff. And then especially when you're traveling into a place of the unknown, it's good to have that person who says, this is a great place. You could try out this hotel and go. Yeah.
That's exactly
I love it.
She nailed it.
Yeah. I've used it.
Listen,
I've used the service.
okay. Y'all are gonna, open up my mind along with several other people. I know a lot of people who don't use travel agents. So I am ready. How did you get into it?
So I was actually in corporate sales and tech sales for many, many years, almost 15 years. And one of my positions as a salesperson, I had a really amazing account that took me all over the world, and it was amazing. And I just kept realizing, like, this is just amazing. I got my blood flowing. I loved it. The issue that I was having was I just didn't have somebody to talk to. I didn't have somebody to text. I didn't have any advice or research and things like that, like where to go and all these things. And it really frustrated me because I realized we're all on our phones all day long. Everything's online. It's great. It's a phenomenal resource. But when you actually want to talk to a human, like, I just couldn't talk to anyone. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll just try to do this on the side. I'll help a couple friends. I'll do it for myself and I'll start to learn it. Well, sure enough, I did. And I put it on social media and then people started calling me and I was like, wait a minute, there's something here. People are busier than ever. There's more information than ever. So how do you actually like decipher all of that? Get somebody to help you. It doesn't cost you anything. In fact, it actually can save you a significant amount of money to actually go through an actual person, an expert. Somebody knows where to go, where not to go. So it just worked out great.
And that's the biggest misconception is
For
that
sure.
it's costing people a ton of money or they're not going to get the best deal or whatever. Perfect. So I think that is awesome. I have a very similar past, sales, corporate, and you decided to use your personal brand to leverage a whole new life, which I think is so powerful. And this is what we're about on the show. We dare to be different. We dare to think outside the box. So it is fantastic to have you. And we're so excited to hear your insight today. But we are going to start with Chantel's favorite thing. We do an influential word of the week.
Yes.
And so we
I
try
like
to use the word throughout the show to expand our vocabulary. So today's word is debark. And it means to get off an airplane
I like
or
this one.
or like a ship. You know what I mean? First of all, you need to debark me. Okay. You need to get off me with that attitude. Like, I'm going to use it in the most inappropriate way. So debark.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, everybody.
I just joined a clubhouse room.
That sounds familiar.
What I was like,
You like reset the room.
They're trying to get on the podcast.
listen, they don't know. They just got a free little sponsorship because nobody's watching. Okay, so let's get started. So I want to talk about travel stories.
Okay.
Because I think we all have
love
them
stories.
and they range from good, bad, and ugly. So whatever story, I'll start first so you ladies can kind of juice it up. But I'm going to start with this terrible story. It was a terrible story. I booked this dream vacation to Greece, 10 days, had my passport, wasn't expired, had plenty of time, right? I had a layover in Serbia that would take me to Greece. It wasn't long. Got on the plane. Flying always gives me so much anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm like, I'm going to be late. What? How are you not late for your planes?
I know.
Okay.
Trust me.
I'm
Just
like,
believe I almost missed a plane or two.
a plane or two?
I love
Black
the
people town.
rush.
Yeah, the energy.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's the rush that I love. But go on. I want to hear your story.
Listen, I don't like that anxiety life that you live. You call it a rush. I call it anxiety. And so get on the plane, get to Serbia, layover is over. We're all getting back on the plane. I'm trying to get my layover ticket. And they're like, sorry, bitch. You
not
ain't
going
going
nowhere."
nowhere. I'm like, what are you talking about? And so my passport hadn't expired, but it was less than 6 months from being expired.
Yeah.
And Greece doesn't allow you in. Serbia does, but Greece doesn't. So here I am, a Black girl in Serbia with a pretty much an expired passport.
That's
and
why
a
mine's
very
in the mail.
expensive
Now what?
trip,
Uh-huh.
to get to.
Uh-huh.
And so I had to go the next day to the United Nations and pray to God. They said I had to call them to make an appointment. It could have taken days. It was the weekend. So if I didn't get it that Friday, forget it. Like all of this, got it. Last minute, had to book another flight to get to Greece. Long story short, y'all, 6 months. Listen,
Always,
I
at least.
couldn't-
And some places are actually 3 months. So you have to be careful.
Right.
So I always have to press that right when they book their trip. Make sure within 6 months it does not expire when you return.
That's exactly why mine's is on the way and in the mail.
Good.
What's your picture look like? Because I
looks
always
like
look
this.
like a burglar.
It looks
in
like
mine.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Mine is
never
always
very
a
nice.
mush.
They're never good.
So I had one good one, and it was the one that I got the
Oh,
temporary passport. So when I got that passport, it was temporary. It was only for a year. I'm like,
Oh.
the best picture.
And it had to be temporary.
Yeah, and it's like
And I'm like-
cafeteria lighting. It's always like, but like the bad ones are always, it's like, you're washed out. It's just,
Yeah,
it's
that's so
awful.
true.
They're awful.
God,
Yeah.
I feel like I just robbed somebody.
But that's a good point.
Wow.
It was a very good tip. That's number one tip, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
like
When you're going international.
I will never make that mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Never. And it caused so many other problems down the road, but like, y'all don't need to hear my problems no more. Let's hear about your problems or your story. It doesn't even have to be.
Well, I mean,
a
some
problem.
crazy things that I have experienced. I've had, and these are bad. I mean, these are clients that have fallen off of a balcony before while they're traveling and had to get it back. I'm sorry, I don't mean to
That
bring
really
it down, but I'm
happens.
just saying these crazy things can happen, and they were on their way to leave. So it wasn't like they were partying. So they had to get evacuated and everything. Now that's another good point to say about travel insurance, because they were international and they did have travel protection, which also covered them for all that, for the evacuation, the medevac, getting them out of the side of the country. I've had people run over another person with a rascal, those rascals, and they broke the other person's hip. Okay, they were in
Not to laugh at that,
Bermuda.
but wow.
They had to go to the hospital. So like freak things happen all the time, and which is crazy to think. I even had a friend. This happened a long time ago. We were in Cayman Islands and somebody opened up the door. We were at a turtle farm and a guy opened up the door and clipped her pinky toe. She was in crutches the rest of her trip. So things happen. Get travel insurance.
Moral of the story.
Sorry, guys.
Do you get travel
I'm like-
insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get insurance on everything.
Are you accident prone?
I think so.
I mean, those are real extreme cases. But if you're away somewhere and you get sick, or and you don't, you're not going to get coverage from home. You're going to have to get coverage there, or you're going to pay out of pocket. So, or if your plane gets delayed, or for some reason something like that happens, like in that case, it's happened before. I've had people miss their connection flight. All that gets covered because you're getting protected, and it's nominal. So it's like you might as well pay it.
It's nominal in comparison. To
Comparison,
the trip,
you
the
know?
cost of the trip, and what can
Have
happen.
you ever ordered that, like when you purchase for the music concert tickets, where you can add on the insurance? Have you ever done that? Because I have.
You are paranoid too.
I said everything. Absolutely. Anxiety, paranoid, rush, and all of that. My story isn't like that.
Good. What's your story? Yeah, what
Let me
happened?
tell you my story. So my brother gets married recently, just a couple years ago, and he got married in Vail, Colorado. Right? Beautiful. So I had this really cool idea in my head that me and my daughter would go on a road trip. So we fly into Denver and we get into our rental, and it's 2 hours away. Like Denver is like 2 hours away from Vail. That was the stupidest idea. I thought that we would like look fabulous, take some pictures, ride in mountains, right?
This is all gonna
I
backfire.
love the camera, and that was dumb because the people are driving really fast. The mountain driving is something different.
Very
Scary.
Very
It's
different
very
there.
scary.
Mhm.
And I was like, I want this to be over, but you can't because you're in the car and you're there. And I just that's my story, is that I thought it would be fun to do that, and I don't think I should have asked someone about that. I did. I should have like really asked and like consulted with someone. Is this a really good idea to drive from Denver to Vail for 2 hours? And why did we do that anyway? I have no idea. Like that was so dumb. But we did. We stopped at IHOP.
Because you like the rush.
I wanted to
You like
rush.
the drama.
Yeah, and then I almost missed my flight on the way back
Oh,
driving.
I'm not hanging out with you anymore.
Just out there.
I'm gonna
looking
get
like
myself
little
caught
Miss
up.
Daisy. I know.
I'm gonna be the one driving.
Yes, Angie, can you take over? So that's my
Well,
little
listen,
travel story.
it's funny. You just don't have these. You have these expectations in your mind of what
in
things
your
will
mind,
be.
what it look like?
And you know
Exactly.
what? This is actually another pivotal moment why I truly wanted to be a travel agent, because I too wanted to go to Breckenridge, which is similar to Vail, and drove in. My best friend. They were like, "Oh, it's gonna be lovely." So the lady at the desk was like, "Oh, get yourself a convertible. You guys will have great. All right, we get a convertible. We're awesome. We're in Denver.
Wheel drive.
Okay. Within an hour of our drive, white out.
What?
Snow came down like we could not see in front of us. We got stuck on the side of a mountainside for 12 hours. 12 hours. It was insane. We had to ration the chocolate bar that we had. And literally, it was the craziest thing. And we never got to our destination. And I did book it through Travelocity. This is pre me. And they told me, sorry, you can't get to your destination. Sorry, you're on your own. And I was livid. I said, no, none of that.
Never again.
Yeah, never again. I need somebody to help me. So,
but I did get a SUV though.
That's good. That was smart.
I still felt so unsafe.
Somebody played you.
And you can feel
Yes.
like you can feel it just feel we got out to try to take a picture and we were just like this because of the
altitude.
The altitude was just not a good idea. So, make sure you do your research if you want to really do that. Again, don't. I'd recommend that. I should have flew into Vail and got in that car and got there. Like, what were we doing? Yeah.
It was the experience.
It was the experience. Now it's a story. Now
Another reason.
Share it.
Another reason why we need the agents.
Yeah,
they just
exactly.
They'll be real with you.
Yeah.
They'll be, what are you doing getting a convertible?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I recommend an agent for sure.
I love it. Okay. Yeah. So now that we learned some lessons, let's talk about travel in 2021. Because
what does that look like?
Right? What does that look like? We still have, for the most part, the US is open, right?
Yes.
Like we can travel everywhere. I know that there are some countries that are not letting us in yet. Do you know of any of the countries?
So they're slowly but surely opening. Greece is open, and then we've got like Italy and Europe, and they're all going to be opening over the summer. So we're going to start seeing a lot of things happening. Like I have a couple going to Maldives this week, so they're ready to go.
Did they have to be vaccinated? Did they have
to? They
to
don't
be?
have to be vaccinated. So what they're requiring now is that if you have the vaccine, then you do not have to get the test that is required beforehand. However, depending on the hotel and particular locations, they may say, even though they're saying, yes, you can get away with it with a vaccination without having to get tested, it's actually like, it's all up in the air. That is a big reason why you want to talk to somebody, because what you see online is not really truly what it is. So, so it helps, but it also doesn't help in every case. But you still have to get a test on the way home to get back into the United States, no matter where, and that's within 3 days coming back to the United States.
Yeah, that's I've been reading a lot of, like you were saying, Italy is open a little bit.
Yeah, they're opening. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And first of all, I haven't gotten my vaccine personally yet. And if I had to because of travel, I'd be like, shoot me up. I'd be like, how much? How many? What? Johnson? I'll take Johnson & Johnson. I heard great things about Johnson & Johnson. I'd be like, shoot me up. But like, thank God that the ban hasn't started, or, you haven't, like, nobody you've mentioned has come across where it's.
Yeah. I mean, so there are companies, some cruise lines right now, because cruising is obviously, it's been destroyed through all this, and they're going to start coming back online towards the end of the year. Well, they're saying some of them are for summer, but again, it's still very up in the air. Some cruise lines like Virgin is requiring to be vaccinated. So, again, it's going to be now the choice of some of the businesses. Companies. So it's going to be very hit or miss. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to share my opinion on that.
I'm not going to do that, but I'm just saying
I'm saying that's extreme.
That's
I mean, it's a, well,
I don't do cruises anyway. So
it's a choice.
It is a choice.
If it's my business.
I think it should be a choice
to say what I want,
right?
And if you don't align with that,
right? That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because if
I think
if we have opinions on something, then somebody else is gonna. And if I want them to respect mine, I have to respect theirs.
Absolutely.
So it is what it is.
And I think if they come out with good, effective testing, I think that will be very helpful for traveling as well. So That's
Oh
that.
my God, I am so ready. I am so ready. And so I'm not quite sure if I want to do international travel yet, but I'm definitely open to some like social distancing,
Mhm.
outdoor vacay ideas.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I love to camp.
Oh, okay.
Do you camp?
I don't necessarily camp. I love the outdoors. I love the mountains. Like
You glamp.
I kind of glam. I even halfway glam to camp, if that makes any sense. But I'm
does.
obsessed with the mountains, like like one of my
Mhm.
favorite destinations is Glacier National Park in Montana. Like
I haven't been.
it,
I'm waiting.
oh,
I know. I'm
put
waiting.
it on the list. It is such an amazing experience. And every year I try to do a new national park. So, it's just like you realize like the United States actually
It's gorgeous.
it's gorgeous. We have an
Beautiful
amazing
places.
backyard.
Yes, that's true.
And we overlook
agree.
it. Everyone's so quick to get on a plane and go like far, far, far away. Listen, I love the
Utah.
islands. I love Europe and I love
See,
it
I
all,
haven't
but
did that yet.
we have so much beauty right here.
That's true.
Crazy.
I've been to over 40 of the states. That's very true.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so
Amazing.
many.
Yeah.
What do you? Because you like to. Chantel wants to go river.
Oh, I want to go river
tubing.
tubing again.
Oh, nice.
Again.
That's a great staycation idea.
I
It
love it.
is.
Have you done
like
river
the
tubing
Farmington,
before?
like like in
Yeah,
Farmington
I've done
and
that.
stuff?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fun.
Have you done it?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, it's absolutely amazing. Isn't the view amazing? See?
It's
I
gorgeous.
know.
Oh, you're on.
I'm
Yeah,
She's ready.
definitely
She's ready.
there.
We're gonna
she's
do
ready.
the
Let's
podcast
do it.
on the
Live.
on
Oh my
there.
God. Live
You're
from
just
the tube.
floating.
You're
I'm
floating.
telling you, you're out there for like 3.5 hours. I mean, it just goes by. You can't even tell. And I don't know, it's just so calming and it's quiet. And yeah, until you get to the rapids, of course.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
awesome.
question.
From
Yay.
Tess. Hey, Tess, what's going on, girl? What about people who aren't vaccinated but can prove they have antibodies?
So, if you
Great question.
yeah,
Tess.
it's a very
Great
good
question.
question. So if you show up somewhere and you're required to have a test, you can provide a document that shows that you have been within 90 days. So it has to be within 90 days. After that, then you can't. But within 90 days, it has to be a typed, not handwritten letter from the facility where you got your test, and it has to be signed by the doctor. And then it says that you're clear to travel.
Wow.
That was a very good question.
So to travel within, you said 3 months of
like a destination that
Okay.
if you had gotten COVID within that 60 days, I'm sorry, 90 within that 90 days.
Okay.
Prior to that,
Okay.
it kind of is
Void.
void. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great question, Taz. Thank you so much because I actually didn't even think of that. Okay. So I'm definitely going to be social distancing outdoors. I kind of actually want to do a road trip. Have you ever done a road trip?
Yeah.
Outside of
She
your
don't sound excited about it. She goes, yeah.
I am not excited about road trips. I did most of the beginning of my 20s doing road trips. So now I'm like,
Well, it does
Yeah.
sound like, you didn't like the 2 hours going to Vail.
right,
So this doesn't sound like it's up
Because
at
I've done it.
your
because I've-
speed here.
Yeah, no. I did it for a long time. And now I'm just at a point where it's like, just get me there already. But I think I kind of get it. Like if I had someone really cool like Angie and we're cool,
Yeah.
right? And we can
Tell
like
'em.
laugh and talk and take pictures.
Yep.
And do clips. I think it would be amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. It does help actually.
Yeah.
Because isn't it hard? Like we are kind of social media people.
Right, I'm like,
And
take-
so we're
I'm like, do
capturing
clips.
the dumbest
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
I'm like, oh my God, is that a garage? What a great background. Can we stop at this trash bag? Because the black in the bag,
You're appreciating everything you're seeing.
there's art in
there's art in everything.
So it does
I did that
matter
in
who you
Providence.
travel with.
Yeah, because Providence has some really cool streets, like side streets.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, take a picture right there, right in front of this building with this face. I don't even know whose face it is. Take a picture. That's true. Wow. Yeah. So no road trip for me
You
though.
live in the moment, girl.
Nope.
You live in the moment. All right. So what about we have this road trip, we're booking flights. Everybody's booking online.
Yep.
I'm booking online.
Not everybody.
Booking.com.
Not everybody. Not
Travelocity,
everybody.
All Priceline.
Mhm. All my friends, all my favorite friends.
Get me offline, because all I do is I read the internet and I'm like, okay, I need to purchase tickets on a Tuesday because that's the cheapest day.
That is so funny, right?
Like,
At this time, that is so true.
I'm up at 3 a.m. on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm getting the greatest deal.
Yeah.
Help me out of that mentality. Because what is it? What is so appealing about the online market?
Well, I think it's just because accessibility, right? Like you can just go on, you can take a look at it, great. And you can book it if you want. I mean, there's so many reasons why. I mean, listen, online is great. It's a great source. There's so much information, but the thing is, like, they're not going to be there for you when you need something. They're not, like, if you want to call and complain, or like there's an issue, or like you missed your flight or whatever, like they don't care. You're just another number. You are not a local business. You do not care about them. Like everything that I do, like I know all of my clients, I know them really well. And some of my clients know exactly what they want, and they went online, they saw it, and they said, hey, Michelle, can you book this for me? Great. I appreciate the business. I appreciate that they care, that they know that I will appreciate that business far more than a, online company. And then there's others that really just don't even know where to start. I mean, I have people that call me, and this is the best. I can go anywhere from like May to September. And then like, I kind of like mountains, and I kind of like the beach. And then like, I don't really want to do stuff, but I also want to make sure that I'm getting some culture. So like, I want to see stuff and do stuff. I'm not kidding. It's very like that. Almost every other day I'll get a call like that. And I appreciate it, but that's where I come into play. And I kind of like rein them in so I can help them debark.
Because people overplan. People try.
Way to use the word. Bang!
She used right? That was so fluid.
That was.
Just like to the point where I was just like,
You didn't even notice.
I didn't even notice.
It was like,
Yeah.
It was so smooth.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing too. And outside of the online spaces that we know, like, Priceline and whatever, I had my best friend. It was my best friend's wedding. She was getting married in Connecticut. And my other best friend booked her hotel a month and a half in advance because it's a wedding, right?
Sure.
So she used a website that she thought was reputable the day of the wedding. She goes, because I'm staying with her. She goes, I go, I'll call ahead and blah, blah, blah. Call the hotel. They're like, we don't have a reservation.
Yeah. And that happens. And they get booed. And it's funny when a hotel, they know where it's coming from. So just know that if they know it's coming from any of the online third parties, they're going to put you in the bottom rooms possible. So they fill those up first with online people. Also, they have a walk policy too, a lot of them, where meaning if they can actually overbook, and you could get booted out of your room. And it does happen. It does happen where basically you'll show up and they say, I'm sorry, you were oversold. We're going to have to bring you to another hotel. And it could be a terrible hotel. Who knows?
Do you get the same cancellation policies as online?
Yes.
Sometimes 24 hours, 48 hours.
Yep. So it depends. Again, everything depends on the hotel. Everything is different for every scenario, but for the most part, yes, we can certainly do that. We're not trying to like squeeze everybody in. Like we want to make sure that people have that flexibility, but also again, the travel insurance is always like your best friend, because if something comes up or something happens, you'll be able to get coverage.
What is travel insurance coverage like? Because there are definitely different levels, and there are things that.
So good to your point. They've actually changed a lot in the last year and a half as insurance companies. When people would get canceled for any reason, they lost a lot of money because, everybody was canceling. Yeah. And they technically do not cover for pandemic or viruses. So it has to be you have to be very particular on it. But now what they've really done is they've broken down the policies where you can do one for a lot less money, but if you have to cancel, you'll get a future travel credit. So you can use it within a year. And then if it will give you your coverage for medical or any of those things. The other one, if you pay a little bit more, then you can get your cash back. So
They
again,
also don't cover passport mess ups
well, yeah,
by the
those are
by the
interesting things.
stupid people. I don't understand why insurance doesn't cover stupid people.
I don't know either. I'm surprised.
I was
I'm
like,
shocked.
excuse me, sir.
Actually, while we're on the passport thing, I just want to say a couple
Absolutely.
little tips
Please.
for people. So
I'm
for
ready.
passports, definitely within, I'd say 6 months, because most of them are 6 months. When you return, make sure that it's not expiring. Make sure it is not frayed or ripped in any way. They can and they will deny you from boarding. Even if there's a little tear or a little flip or a fold, they can tell you, sorry, you cannot board. It just happened to not one of my clients, but another agent's clients. And they actually had to get, it's a long story, but it was not good at all. And make sure that there's at least 2 pages left for you to be able to get stamped. Because if it's only 1 page, or sometimes in some places it's got to be more than 2 pages, but it has to have enough space to get stamped. And if it's not,
learning.
they say,
Taking
Sounds like a
sorry.
you
mental
problem.
notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because,
You just be
rush,
hopping
rush,
all over
rush.
the
Oh,
place.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
And your
So
name
that's a great
has to
point.
match exactly what your passport says to your airline ticket for international travel.
So your middle name?
If your middle name is on your passport, then it
Goodness,
has
no
to be
middle
on
name.
it. Otherwise, they can deny boarding as well.
Wow.
It doesn't matter what's on your passport. Even if you're getting married and your name changes and all that, whatever's on your passport, it needs to match. That's all. I'm good. I need to make sure I told everybody that.
Passports give me so
Blank.
much
Oh,
anxiety.
it's every week.
Yeah.
Another thing. So it's got to take care of it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I'm going to Alabama in 2 weeks.
All right. That sounds
This
fun.
whole Alabama trip scares me.
I know, really,
I
because
wish-
I don't do any type of those down south states traveling at all. But I'm going to a wedding,
Oh, you're gonna have a great time.
and I'm probably going to have an amazing time. But I said
You're gonna have
40
good food
minutes
and everything.
outside of the airport. That is a long time. I don't want
It's
to.
not.
No, when I tell you
You're so
I don't want to,
bougie.
yes, I am. I do have a bougie side because I'm like, I don't want to
You
drive
need
that
to
far.
document your trip when you're in Alabama.
I'm definitely
Bougie
gonna
girl
do
in
it. Yeah, because I'm
Alabama.
not going back. I'm gonna tell you that. Unless someone else is getting married, I would not be going back to Alabama.
You never know.
So this is
You
it.
never know.
You're coming back
You
a
might fall
country
in love.
bumpkin.
You might fall in love
Yeah, that's
there.
true. Too.
No, I meant with
That's true.
Alabama, but you never know. You
No,
might
you're
meet
right.
a guy there too. I don't know.
That's true. You never know. You never know.
I'm not
You never
coming
know.
with you.
And it's a
I know.
wedding.
You're
so-
not
Good.
coming to Alabama right
No.
now. Right,
No.
exactly. See? But we'll see how that goes. I have not been on a plane since last March
Oh wow.
when I was leaving Kansas City.
Oh, okay.
And it was very lonely. It was 5 of us on the jet. 5.
Wow.
Yep. 5.
That's before
They said,
everything
"You can
just
sit."
stopped.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
you can sit wherever you want to sit. I said, "Oh," but I sat near the
Exit.
yeah,
Well,
because I didn't know what was going on.
unfortunately, those days are gone now with the empty planes.
So
There's-
people say, "Oh, that's the question." So someone sits there like we're like this close. Are they that close on plane?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, just sitting next to each other.
they are.
I'm
Oh,
double
yeah.
masking
Oh no,
Do it.
I was in Miami in December.
Glass
Full
and
plane.
the
and-
glasses. Yep, I'm doing that too. I'm not playing around.
Well, the planes do have some pretty good filtration systems, but you gotta just do what you gotta do. You know, whatever
Yeah.
makes you feel comfortable.
What makes me feel comfortable?
Yep. And
Yep.
wash your hands and wash your area
This
around
is a
here.
great
around your
episode
seat.
because I've learned a lot. Have you? I've had a lot of takeaways. Make sure I don't bend that passport. Make sure
That I didn't know.
get
Because
an
one of my
agent
passports was-
because those third parties.
yeah, I'm gonna get an agent now
Yeah,
for
You should-
future. Yeah,
definitely. You should
So
try it.
I wanna like go to Costa Rica for the summer or something like that. You know what I
Take
mean?
care of you.
Okay, all right, here we go.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go. All right, guys, let's talk about travel hacks because
Oh.
I think like we were just talking about the passports. I feel like there's so many other things. I know I've flown with my dog. You know, I have certain
Oh.
luggage carry-on hacks and things like that. So, what I'm going to start with is, do you have global pre-check?
Ooh.
No, but have you ever done it?
Girl. Girl.
You-
Girl, if you're gonna
Yeah, I
if
need
you're
to
gonna
do
walk
that.
away with anything
No,
today,
I
can't
always when I'm in the
believe-
airport, I always see it, and I'm in the
You're
wrong line.
you're the bougie traveler.
I
so
gotta
there's-
add that.
Shouldn't even think twice
Nope,
about
I've
it.
never-
It costs
I
hardly
don't get it.
anything. It's about $100, 100
Uh-huh.
maybe 20 for global entry. So there's two. There's TSA pre-check
for the
Check.
US.
and then global entry. So when you come back and you're going somewhere, you literally bypass everybody.
I seen that, and I always
30 seconds. I
wondered.
came home from Dominican and I was the only one there. I was like, okay. 30 seconds. I mean, maybe 25 seconds. It took
I
me.
show
See,
up
nothing
to
take away.
airlines now
Mhm.
on time. I'm like, excuse me, I'm on time. My plane leaves in 5 minutes.
So it's like a VIP.
There
you
you
don't-
go.
you don't
There
have
you
to-
go. I like that.
VIP
It's
at the
VIP.
You don't have to take off your shoes.
Yep.
You can like carry a gun. No, I'm kidding. You can't. You can't.
Beep.
But like they don't care.
That
You
is
know what I mean?
awesome.
And you get through.
It does. It gives you a lot of peace of mind too. They already
So
vetted you
much.
because you do for global entry. I believe in TSA you do 2, but global entry more so. You have to like actually have an interview. You sit down and you have to actually go through it. There's
It's
certain
worth it,
airports that do it. Takes 5 minutes.
Print.
Done.
Listen, take my
And it lasts
firstborn.
for I think 5 years.
5 years.
So you got it for a
Oh.
while.
And it's for US, and so the TSA pre-check is only the United States, and I happen to get
Okay,
that
I've
one
seen
first.
that one. Yeah.
And then I got global, and I'm like, why didn't I just start with global? So just start with
I wanna do
global
that.
Yeah,
entry.
just go from
I
global.
was wondering what that was.
Oh
See,
my
I'm learning.
god!
Yeah, it's really worth
is- It's everything.
You hear that,
and
guys?
there are
Global pre-check.
seasoned travelers who do not have
I know.
this.
I'm really surprised when they
Seasoned.
don't.
That's awesome.
I don't wait
it's
in
a no-brainer.
lines. I don't wait in lines at the club.
You're
You're like, my
I don't
bougie
wait
stuff is
in
going
lines
right
at the
through.
Yeah, as I'm getting
airport.
older, I know that the club part is like a little harder for me. But when it comes to the airlines, I'm like feeling real good. I'm like, my ego starts getting better again when really I paid for it and it's okay. But it's all right. It makes me feel good. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Oh my god, I love it. I love it. All right. So then what about carry-ons? Because I know I can anywhere I go, I do not check a bag. I can be gone for a month
Oh, I do.
and I will
I
not.
was just gonna say, I bet you
A
check a
bag.
bag.
I'll tell you why I check a bag, because I can't decide what I'm going to wear, and I need to lay it out in the hotel room. I need to have like 4 or 5 outfits and all these shoes, and I'm like, yep, no, and I can't do that with the carry-on. Like, you need to know what you're
But
wearing.
you, but
with
you
the-
can.
yeah,
But you
you
can. You do have to do some pre-planning. You have to like immerse yourself in this trip before you go.
I can't do
and
pre-planning.
You do. You really do.
A
And
rush.
you got to do the tight roll. Remember the tight roll on the ankle? You got to do
Yeah.
the tight roll with your clothes. If you're going to do a lot of clothes, then
Uh-huh.
I mean, it stinks because they're going to be a little wrinkly, but doesn't
That's
matter.
okay.
Tight roll, and you can pack in a lot. I know it's hard to do that, but it works. I'm the same. I don't check bags.
You can.
I'm
you
sometimes
can do-
packing the day before. I don't think it's gonna work.
We know, girl. We've
I
established.
can try.
this.
I know I can try.
Well, this is so. One of my topics that I'm covering on my vlog is capsule wardrobes. Have you ever heard of a capsule
I
wardrobe?
haven't actually.
Have you ever
No,
heard of a
no.
capsule wardrobe? So what it is 30 pieces from your wardrobe that all mix and match.
Oh.
If you can see right now,
Yes.
this is
Uh-huh.
part of my spring capsule wardrobe.
I'm
Okay.
digging it.
And so all the pieces mix and match. And so I can go right into that capsule wardrobe and be like, okay, I only need 2 pairs of shorts for this trip, 2 pairs of jeans, and everything goes together and mix and match. And I'll look fly no matter what.
You look fly all the time.
Yeah.
Same with you, boo.
That
This
is
what
not
I'm
gonna work for me. I
saying.
just I can't.
You're gonna have to help her. You're gonna have to
She
help her.
loves drama.
Yes, I'm like, check
But-
my bag.
But you know what? There is something to be said about traveling light. You know, like you can get up, you can get off the plane, you
Oh,
can
that's
get the
true,
heck
too.
out of there.
I'm
There's
those
no
people, like,
waiting
which gate?
around. I mean, there's a whole thing there. And then if you're traveling international,
That's
you
true.
show back up. You gotta wait for your luggage. Then you gotta go through
That is
customs.
so
Nightmare. I like to get up, go, and get
Even
things
forget
started.
that.
yeah.
The first time I lost my,
And losing your luggage.
I was done.
Same.
I was like-
same.
I was like done. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, if I can't keep track of everything, You don't get nothing.
Oh, see, that's never happened
Yeah.
to me.
I got
That's
my
happened to mine
backpack.
too.
I've got my,
Yep.
I'm wearing 3 layers of clothes.
Mm.
So
And
that I
keeping
can-
like essential stuff in your purse and stuff, like
Exactly.
contacts, makeup, everything, all the
Exactly.
goodies.
Exactly. And anything else, like I usually order from Amazon ahead and just have it shipped to the hotel.
You can do that too.
Like little things,
that's
you know
true,
what
too.
I
I've
mean?
done that.
Yeah.
On
Well,
top of all the
I was wondering-
checking in.
That was not pre-planning though. That was emergency.
I know.
Amazon.
I was in LA last year. Like, can you drop this off at the UPS because it needs to get back at it? Yeah. My friend was like, "What? Chantel, give it to me." Don't you have? I'm like, yes, but that's a long story. Yeah, I'm drama. I'm gonna work this out and take.
I
some
just want to
notes on
see
these
some
travel
of your
hacks.
travel videos.
We're
So make
gonna-
sure
Yes,
you
I'm gonna start
document them
doing
because
that.
it'll be
I'm gonna
funny.
get you into a carry-on. We're gonna do this.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
probably like
We're gonna
an
That, it feels
episode.
really good. You feel like you did something, like accomplished something,
Right?
real good,
Yeah.
you know?
You only need one pair of
looking forward
sandals,
to it.
one pair of nice shoes, and one
One
pair of.
pair of sandals. I don't know about this, Angie.
You're so bougie. We are moving on with your bougie ass. Okay. I know you don't have a pet. Do you have a pet?
I do.
Have you ever flown?
No, I have a French bulldog, so the flat face cuties, and I don't trust being that far up in the air with them because they can't breathe already, and then they're on the ground. So yeah, but you
Well, I didn't think about that with my dog.
Yeah.
Because I have a Yorkie poo. They
Oh
have-
yeah, they're good. Those are good. I see a lot of
okay.
those.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I
How
mean,
was it?
it was an adventure. It
Mhm.
was because he's small enough to go on the plane with me.
Mhm.
The bigger dogs, I don't know.
I know,
That
it's a
I
little
don't
tough.
trust. You don't take them on the
No,
in a
they would
separate-
have to go in the undercarriage of
which is
the
insane. Pets
plane.
have
Yeah.
died. Yeah.
They have, and it's very, very traumatic. I mean, can you do it? Yes. I mean, it's usually about $100 each way to do it. And I mean, if you feel like you need to, if you're moving or if you want to bring them on vacation, actually, I have a funny story. I had a honeymoon couple. They demanded to bring their dog on their trip. Okay.
Same. Yep.
And she called me while she was traveling and she's like, I can't believe this. She's like, my dog is not able to come to the restaurant. He's not able to come to the beach. He can't come to the pool. And I'm like, well, I know. I'm like, those are public places and the dog could, go to the bathroom and stuff like that, and I already told her this beforehand, but she thought like it's just not going to happen. It was not going to be a problem. And I'm like, I'm sorry. So bringing your dog to like a resort, I mean, if it's really small, fine, but like, man, that's tough because then you have to leave him in the room.
100%.
And
Or
did
leave
you
them
have
at
to
the
leave your-
kennels. No, I was staying with a friend.
Oh, good.
And it was
Okay.
Miami.
Okay,
so
yeah.
there were
There's dogs
everywhere
everywhere.
there are dogs. Yeah. So I got lucky. But
So,
again, he's small.
yeah.
And so I can kind of finagle. Now, what's the rule? Because I thought what it was is if he's an emotional support dog,
Mhm.
actually I don't have to pay. I don't have to pay for his ticket.
They're,
But if he's a service dog, I actually do have to pay for his ticket.
They're
which is-
changing a lot of different things right now because a lot of people have
Something changing.
abused the whole thing with service dogs for emotional support and whatnot. So it may
I need
be
to get in
different
quick.
by the end of the year. Yeah, I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I've been reading a lot of stuff on like the different airlines, so they're going to change that probably soon.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I get how that can be abused easily. You know what I mean?
flying with your pets.
Would you fly with my pet?
He is so adorable.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would.
he should be on the next podcast.
Listen, he almost burnt down the plane.
Oh, okay. So
He's
maybe
a
not.
very good dog, but he likes attention. He just likes to wander. Like one day, like he wandered into the danger zone.
Oh,
and
It's not gonna
so
sit
we'll leave him
still.
home.
he
Wait to
bit a
wait for you.
cord. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, Marley. I'm like, oh baby. But
Marley has his own IG page.
I know.
All right. Well, we'll make sure we follow.
Adorable.
What's the IG page?
Go Marley, go.
All right.
He
all right.
is Mr. Adventure.
I'll look
So
him
I'm
up.
taking him.
Everybody, make sure you follow.
Go follow Marley.
Girl, when we book, like it's with a dog. So
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna put you
Duly
to work.
noted.
Work. Oh my gosh. So this has been such a great, I have
Yeah.
learned so much. Like this is the point. This is what I'm talking about. So what is let's do the digital cards. What, Chantel, is your takeaway for today? You guys, if you're interested in tapping in with Miss Chantel D, don't forget to scan her QR code coming right up.
Yes.
Chantel, what was your biggest takeaway? You had a lot. You had some
a whole
moments.
lot. I had the global pre-check.
Get it?
Yeah.
Get it? I got the don't bend your passport because you might get
Water
stalked.
damage, none of that.
I've
didn't know.
learned that I need to start to be a minimalist.
We're gonna follow up with her on this in 6 months.
That part. So many takeaways, and definitely use an agent. I believe that wholeheartedly. I mean, most of my travels have been booked through an agent.
I love it.
Yeah.
Your biggest takeaways, even though you were the expert.
Oh,
Yes,
no.
the
I
expert.
listen, I know I learn from everybody all the time, and just learning, how people are kind of used to going online. It's a natural thing
Yeah,
that
it
people
is.
do. We've all been before I was a travel agent, that's what I did. And then I just really realized how much value there is. So and then just again, enjoying hearing your stories are great. I love it. And then also knowing that people, really do want to travel with their pets, and that's a great thing too. I'm certainly happy to help you with that.
And I cannot wait to tap into Miss Michelle. So you guys see her brand new QR code. Don't forget to scan and tap in with her. She's got 5-star reviews, beautiful website, and traveling the world on your behalf. So definitely tap in. And as for me, my takeaways are, I'm with Chantel. There was just so many because my passport, my temporary passport was all jammed up, and people were looking at me like I was a criminal. I'm like, yo, this is the best looking picture that I've ever taken.
To get rid of it.
I'm like, why? So I love I love that. I didn't know about some of the COVID restrictions that are going on with the vaccines and things like that. So that's really good to know. Shoot me up if I've got to. But I'm just like really excited to travel and really excited to use a travel agent. And it felt like a dying breed for a while, but I think you guys are making such a strong comeback.
Yeah.
And this is the perfect time.
Yes, I feel like it's our unveiling again.
Yes.
It's like we are here, and they did lose they said like 70% of travel agents over this last year. I mean, that's a lot of agents.
You had to do that.
And it was because it was brutal. I mean, it was really, really brutal. And if last year wasn't a good testament enough for the clients that we've had, like to show the value of having a travel agent, like not one of my clients had to sit on hold for hours and try to reschedule or do anything. And they were all in Europe and all over the place and all over the world. And not one of them. All they had to do was call me and ask me questions, but I was already taking care of all of it for everybody anyway, to cancel it and reschedule and all that. So yes, so there's a lot going on.
Major benefits.
There's a lot going on, y'all. And not for nothing, we're supporting small businesses. If it doesn't cost us anything, like, it's so stupid to not,
Yep.
And yes, take care of all of that for me.
Yeah.
You need two.
Yeah, you do.
I feel like God, you need two. So this was such a great episode. Thank you so much for being on the show, girl. We are hanging out. We're getting margaritas.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are tapping into the Be Influential podcast. We are live here at the Downtime Productions studio in Bridgeport, Connecticut. You already know. Big shout out to the team. And great show, guys. And we will see you next week. Same place, same time, 11 a.m. Tap in.
Tap.
Thanks so much for tapping into the Be Influential podcast, where we dare you to be different. I'm your host, Angie Legg, and you can catch me and my co-host, Chantel Durskell, every Friday, live at 11 a.m. on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Clubhouse. And a big shout out to my sponsor, 10K Cards, the modern business card. Scan the QR code and get yours today.